Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Hey, dude, don't get mad. I was just asking.
Just hurry up.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cards in Hand. Sorry we missed last week. This is technically episode 13. We're going to leave it that way. We doing Vogue? Is that Vogue?
That's the intro for the show, dude.
No,
I
that
just
was
came
that
out
was
with
the
it.
Vogue dance. Come on, man.
What are you mad
No.
that you can't do it?
No.
Don't look. Shut up, okay? Welcome to Cards in Hand, everybody. We're your hosts, Joel the Troll, Sam the Bomb, the Turkey Tom, the Wigwam Shignon, the Filet Mignon. Episode 13, we on May 26th, 2055. We in the future. We're... I don't know how we're doing this right now.
He thinks he's so cool, but how much Overwatch have you played in the last couple days?
Shut up! I haven't talked to Joel. I talked to him like a little bit today.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to him today and a little bit yesterday. Other than that, I've left him alone because I know he was too busy trying to pwn noobs on Overwatch.
Like, I've only gotten in 124 games in the last 5 days, which is not really that much.
I got this cool new friend named Danny, and she like bought the big like box PS4 thing.
Yep.
Or whatever. And then she posted a picture of it, and I was like, "That is legit."
I'm like super sad now that I didn't go for the collector's edition. I had this exact conversation with my girlfriend who bought me the digital deluxe edition for my birthday, and I was like, I don't need the box collector's edition. I just don't care. Now it turns out, you know, I would have loved to have had the art book now in the fucking statue. Like, damn it. Oh well, doesn't matter. By the way, Overwatch came out this week. It didn't work properly for the first like 40 minutes that it came out, and people like crucified it. They were like, "Good job, Blizzard. You can't make a game work." It's like, dude, it's been out for half an hour. Come on.
It just came out. Like, shut up.
I played it. I didn't play it when it launched. I played it like an hour later, and I had no problem whatsoever playing the game. Like, I was just in playing. No issues, no lag, no weird stuff. Just in, and it was great. Like, it was like nothing ever went wrong. But oh my god, they got crucified. It was insane.
Of course. That's funny, dude. Of course, everyone's gonna be up in arms.
Of course.
And you get mad, and it's like, chill out just for a second. Shut up.
It's true. See, ever
So
since
last show...
well, I was gonna say like Diablo 3 came out, that was an issue. Like that was really bad.
That was like a
Error 37, man.
Like, yeah.
Error 36.
That was like, we cannot play the game at all.
No. And that
was
like
an actual error code.
Right. And people were more mad about that one because like Blizzard knew about it, for one thing. They said you might experience it if you do. Just keep hitting login really quick. Which of course made it worse because everybody was just repeatedly refreshing with enter. And Diablo 3 shouldn't have had that issue. It should have just been a game you could play offline. But that's a whole nother topic.
So last show we kind of talked about Civil War, Captain America, whatever. So later in the show, we're going to be talking about Captain America and the Marvel comic universe, and how we approach the comics with so many intricacies and changes and things they do, and my experience. I don't know for Joel, I think Joel kind of zipped in and out of that for a
Mm-hmm.
while because he knew how complicated the comics got when everything happened. And
Right.
Either way, we'll be talking about that later.
We can also bring up
Let's.
the hashtag Give Cap a Boyfriend campaign that's going on currently.
Oh man. So me and Joel talked about this last weekend. He came over and we played some Weiss Schwartz. We played some card games, and I got wrecked naturally because he is a cheater and wants to play dumb decks all the time. So
I played the same deck you did.
He kind of brought the shut up. He kind of brought this up to me, and he kind of wanted to know my thoughts on it. And Street Fighter V sold less on console than Pokken Tournament.
Is it Pokken or Pokken? I feel like it's Pokken.
Are you Pokken? It's probably Pokken.
Because it's Pokemon, right? Come on, man.
Yeah, it's probably Pokken.
When you say Pokken, it makes me think of like a Pocky fighter, which actually sounds like a lot of fun.
It sounds like better than Pokken, right?
Yes.
680K to 670K. Mm-hmm. Which is, I mean, it sounds like, oh, it's only 10,000, but that's kind of a big chunk.
Right.
And I had this discussion, and I kind of initially thought, well, that's probably not true. That's not right. And then we talked about it, and Street Fighter V is only on PS4.
Right. It's an exclusive.
And PC.
Right.
And we're not talking about PC here. We're just talking about on consoles.
Right.
So PS4 to
Wii.
Pokken's Wii.
Yeah.
The Wii. And I think my thought on it is, with so many people, okay, because the thing is when we play fighting games, we play on an Xbox.
Correct.
Okay, we played King of Fighters on Xbox. We played Street Fighter 4 on Xbox. We played it on the system that worked best for the game.
Right.
In some cases, we didn't have a choice. In some cases, it was like Guilty Gear Xrd could only play on PS4.
Right.
And that was okay. So whatever, we'll just figure it out. Some people have cross-modded controllers. Some people have bought the adapters that go into a PS4 that you can plug your 360 PC stick in or controller in.
Right.
Whatever, that's beside the point. So what I'm trying to say is, a Windows product for some reason played Street Fighter better.
Mm-hmm.
And I played it on PC. And I've been playing Street Fighter on PC for probably the past, I don't even know how many years, since Ultra came out. So Ultra 4 was probably like 2014 or something, under 2014. It just is better. I played it on Xbox before that. The online code for the 360 was just way better than the PS3.
Right. Which does not surprise me. The PlayStation 3 had some really funky, I hated the PlayStation Network. Every game, no matter what it was, felt janky on the PlayStation Network. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And so I naturally migrated to console when my 360 stopped working.
Right.
And my controller is a 360 controller, so it naturally goes into my computer. Mm-hmm. The online code for the PC, I don't even have to talk to you about it. It just depends on your internet. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Yep.
That being said, I think a lot of people who wanted to play it on Xbox, but then when they found out Street Fighter V wasn't going to be on Xbox, they were just like, well, then I'll just put it on my PC because I'm not going to go buy a PS4. Right. I don't have a PS4.
Because I think that the number of users that own one console and a PC is much higher than the number of people that own both consoles and a PC. You know what I mean? More people probably have two of those three rather than all three. Yeah. Right.
And the Pokken you can only get on the Wii.
Correct.
Is it still weird to me? A little bit. Because
wait. You mean is it weird that a console that has sold 1.2 million consoles has a game that's doing better than a console that has sold over 40 million units. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
And you know I'm a Nintendo fanboy. Okay, our listeners know.
Right.
And I can't defend it anymore. I haven't been able to for a while, and yeah, that's a little weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Street Fighter V, though, that Guile stage in Guile is pretty legit.
I also want to point out that. So, how many copies were sold on PS4?
670,000.
670,000 or 60,000?
On my notes, I have 680 to 670,000.
Oh, okay. Well, 96,000 copies are on Steam. So, you know.
Yeah, that's one of my copies too. Yeah.
Right.
I got a Steam copy.
Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. That's Street Fighter 4. Is Street Fighter 5 not on Steam? It is, right?
It is. I have it on Steam.
I wonder why Street Fighter 5.
That's what I bought it on. I bought it on Green Man Gaming.
Oh, there it is. Street Fighter 5. 155,000 copies on Steam. So, I mean, yeah, clearly so in the long run, they're doing a lot better. It's not that, like, Pokken's going to, take over the Street Fighter franchise or anything, but, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, that is what it is. I mean, I don't see Pokken as a very successful game, and I don't see the Wii U lasting very long. The Nintendo Next or whatever that is, it needs to be ahead of what 360 and PlayStation 4 are now. It can't be up to it. It has to be what it is now.
You mean it?
Because PS4.
You mean that it can't be two
Xbox
generations behind anymore?
Yes. Yes.
Come on.
Which I don't even know if it's going to happen if they keep trying to do innovative stuff. Hopefully they turn away from that, though, and go back to the OG. Because, I'm sorry, the GameCube and 64 and the SNES are some of the best consoles of all time.
It's true.
Everyone wants to say, like, Nintendo, I'm retro. Shut up for a minute. Listen to me. I know more about Nintendo than you. You're stupid. I'm smart. The Super Nintendo and the GameCube and the 64 were Nintendo's best. Okay? If not, they're going to fail, and they're going to be doing nothing but portable, which might be the smarter idea, because they kill the game in portable.
Right.
They kill the game in portable.
There's, like, the Vita's there, but who cares? I mean,
Right.
Here's the thing about what Nintendo should do. I don't care if the new console has the Wii U graphics. I don't give a shit about the graphics of the Nintendo consoles. I care that it's something you can just sit down and play, and you don't have to learn how to play again. Like, basically what I'm saying is They don't need the gimmicks. They have all the IPs that they need. It's like you don't sit down to play like a Kirby game and go, man, I wish this looked more realistic. It's a Kirby game. Like, you're sitting down to play it because it's a Kirby game and it's fun to play. Star Fox, same thing. I've still yet to try the new one, but I know that the controllers, like the scheme, is people fucking hate it. But I've also seen a lot of people that say if you sit and learn it, it's like the best experience ever. I don't think that you should have to do that. I think you should just sit down and play the game in the way that you're accustomed to playing games that we've been for 30 years now. But that's just me.
Right. So, anyways, that's a whole nother topic we can get into. Maybe I don't know. Yeah. But moving on, Street Fighter V is still going strong. I like it. It's good. Let's move on. No Man's Sky delayed.
I'm both happy and sad about this. I'm happy because I have Overwatch and World of Warcraft Legion to play right now, so my plate's a little full. I'm bummed because I was really looking forward to that game. Now.
This game looks sweet.
We've been waiting for this game for years now. For at least 2 years they've been hyping this up at E3s and stuff like that. It was supposed to come out, I think, June 21st, but now, all of the dates and the promotional materials are just coming soon. So, nobody really knows anything about when it's coming out now, which is unfortunate.
Right.
No Man's Sky is going to be a giant proponent of the PlayStation VR.
Sure.
That's why we're gonna get a copy on PlayStation. We're gonna get a copy on PC, so that so me and my girlfriend can play, and then we can still use like the VR for the PlayStation. So
For sure.
but who knows when that comes out now? It sucks because damn, does that ever look like a really interesting experience? I don't want to say fun because it doesn't necessarily look fun. It looks entertaining and interesting, and I would really like to play it.
Sure. I definitely would like to get in on this action.
Dude.
I'd like to explore the universe a little bit.
Right.
Be a huge. I can only imagine how much of a huge ass game it'd be. But
I think they said it's like 64 quintillion planets. I mean, technically there's an infinite number, but for the assets,
million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, and quintillion.
I can look it up for you really quick.
That's 5 1,000,000s. Quintillion is 5 1,000,000s because quint.
So No Man's Sky would take 5 billion years to fully explore. Like that's how big it is. But because it's all procedurally generated, let's see. It doesn't have the number on here, but given how many assets that they have in the game and all the different ways that they can change it, there's a finite number of different combinations that they could have. I mean, some of them would be like ever so slightly different. So we're not looking at like an actual infinite number of things, but I mean, come on. No one is if this game lasts for 10 years and if there was, I don't know, 10 million people playing it, those who are playing it would still not even see like 1% of the entire game. That's insane.
No. See, here's why you're a doofus butt. This is what you do, okay? You're fucking retarded. We're going to be alive probably another 30 years, yes? By then, we're going to take our brains out and put them in cybernetic bodies. We'll be able to play that game forever. You're stupid. God, moving on. I'm done with this topic.
5 billion years? Come on, man.
Yeah, dude.
Literally that
Lace
game.
the fuck up.
That game, if I'm not mistaken, is going to outlast our sun. So
our children.
Yeah.
And our children's children.
I literally mean our sun.
Oh, the
Earth.
like the star
like
in the sky.
our star.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. But you know what? If they need to delay it for like good reasons, I'm okay with that. I would so much rather a game come out and not require like a 30 gig patch day one to fix shit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm so over that. It's not even funny.
Yeah. Now, this next thing I want to get into because this is something I could talk about for, I think, just the right amount of time before we get into the main topic of Marvel Comics, which will then take up another nice chunk of time because I could go on about that forever.
There's also a couple Overwatch things I want to say, but...
let's get into it. Overwatch, it sucks. It's a dumb game. Moving on. Okay.
No, it was...
I don't want to talk about how I can't play it.
I was on Twitter and I was looking through the Overwatch, like Twitter, and somebody had posted a question to them, and this is crazy because like I haven't seen this announced anywhere, so I'm assuming like this just hasn't been said other than this one tweet, but like there was a reply by Overwatch and then someone else replied to that and then there was a reply to that, right? So it was like a couple layers down, but the guy, whoever was in charge of the Overwatch Twitter at the point, he confirmed that there's 13 characters they're adding post-launch to Overwatch, all free. 13. That's 34 total characters you could pick from in Overwatch so far. Like that's just what they have planned. 13. Holy shit.
Other game companies, take notes. Right
13.
Now. Take notes.
That's over half of the original cast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was the crazy thing that I like wanted to like mention because that like blew my mind. I was like, no, there's no way. And new maps too. That's a good chunk of characters to play with right away. It totally is. Like if you already thought it was overwhelming enough, play it again in a year.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Holy shit.
So not to keep S and Overwatch's D, but We're probably going to the rest of the show anyway. But like,
It's true.
so Joel told me about this past weekend, and I thought this is not going to happen because Capcom with Street Fighter V is already kind of doing really well, but it's also really rocky because there's no story mode right now, and I don't know what's going on. But
Clearly, they don't have enough
Street
people
Fighter,
working there, to complete a game.
Right. Street Fighter V, it has all its characters like free, which is cool. All the DLC is free. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
They're doing well. But so Joel brought this thing up to me. There's a petition out there for a Marvel vs. Capcom 4.
Go sign it now.
Please go sign it.
Please go
It's just
sign it.
I don't care if you've never even played the game.
No.
Okay, just
No.
go sign the petition.
Just go do it.
Because they fucked up.
They did.
Okay, MVC3 was like fun.
MVC3 came
real
out
quick.
at the worst time for Capcom. Like, they were like right in the midst of their like the most douchey they've ever been. With like their releases and their DLC and all that bullshit. And it also came out around the tsunami, right?
Yeah,
remember that?
And then it got delayed, and then DLC got delayed.
Yeah, because like that shut down all like DLC after that. Like, was that tsunami? It was really sad and unfortunate, and they really dropped the ball on MVC3.
So then they Street Fighter'd the game and made an Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and
right.
people had to buy that. It was just like, I think the mechanics were cool, but I think the balance and the fighters were done very poorly.
It's true.
Very poorly, because there were characters that were just not touchable. You just could not play them because they were just so poorly done. They wouldn't stand a chance against
Doom.
a C-tiered character.
Wasn't
like,
Doom like God tier on there?
he was like A tier. Like, he was pretty high up there. I mean,
and then you had characters like
actually,
fucking like Phoenix Wright, or no, yeah, right?
Yeah,
Who
Phoenix Wright
wasn't very good, but
like they put him. I feel like they put him in here to be a joke, and it's like, that's fun and everything. That's cool. Do that, but
right.
Don't throw him to the wolves. Like,
Right.
They had characters that were just completely untouchable, and the balance was off. I could learn mad combos with any character I wanted sitting here at home. Doing stuff doing the things I do, and then I would go to casuals at the Rosedale Center at Games and Go, and somebody would pick Strider, Magneto, and Doom, and that was it.
Right.
They would, or Dante Virgil. Like, Dante and Virgil was the worst thing in that game. I never have hated Devil May Cry so much before that.
I liked
Marvel's
Dante.
Capcom 3.
Who did I always play? It was Deadpool, Dante, and I don't remember. Because like
Deadpool, Dante,
it was Wolverine too. Because like my old combo was Jin, Wolverine, and Captain Commando. That was like my favorite time in Marvel's Capcom 2 ever. That was like the best team. And sometimes I'd swap out Captain Commando for Wolverine, Bone Claw.
Yeah.
But like all those
Bone
guys
Claw.
were gone, so I had to like find new people.
Man. And you know what? Shut up! Listen. Part of me I want to sign it, okay? But part of me is also like, is it even going to be good?
Well,
Like,
here's
what
all
are
I
they
have
gonna
to
do
do.
with this one?
They need to make this game not an esport. Because MVC2 was a love letter to anyone who liked those giant Megamix games. Like, back when I was younger, Fighters Megamix came out, and I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Ever. Look that shit up. And then all those mashup games, those Megamix games, the fighting ones that came out after, were just ridiculously overloaded with like a bunch of really hilarious characters. It wasn't a serious thing, right?
Yeah.
MVC2 is like the epitome of like the best mashup games ever. There was like the character select screen, the characters were like that big because there were so many of them. It was like 60 some
There
characters,
so
I think.
many. Yeah.
And like, there was Servbot. Come on.
Yeah.
He was awesome,
Which
but it
people
was
actually
Servbot.
played,
Yeah,
like-
I loved Servbot. He's playing all the damn time. There was 2 Wolverines. Like, it didn't matter. There was Ken Ryu. It didn't matter. But then, and then Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out, and they're like, well, let's cut that roster down to like 20. Or I don't remember how many was in there. It wasn't that many.
It was like 30 something by the end of the
Which
day.
still sounds like a lot, but it's a Marvel vs. Capcom game. We need double your roster. And it not every
Right.
character, like, they took out Ryu because he was too much like Ken. They took out everybody because
They took out Ken because he was too much like Ryu.
Oh, right, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bummer because it felt like they just slashed it, you know, and it didn't feel as fun. It felt way too competitive, and like you said, like, some people were just way overpowered. And if they could just do what the fans want and just make another game just like MVC3 with the whole engine, but have like double the roster and have some really fun, useless characters in there, dude, that'd be the best thing ever.
Yep. It was 56, by the way.
56? Really?
In Marvel's Capcom 2. Yep.
Oh, okay, in 2, okay. I was gonna say that. No way. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, a little more Capcom than Marvel because they had the NBC original characters in there, like Ruby Hart and
Oh yeah,
Domingo.
oh, dude, yeah, that's
But
right.
I wouldn't even mind if they took just all the sprites they did from MVC2 and just did that and then added 30 more. Like,
Right, dude, I wouldn't care.
I play the shit out of that.
I wouldn't care if the new one was 2D again. Yeah, like, that'd be totally fine. Even though, like, I did
Right.
like the 3D look of the new one. I don't
Right.
care if that's what it's gonna take to keep costs low, right, and give us all
Right.
those fighters again. I don't care. Fine, give me a 2D
don't
MVC. I don't give a shit.
You know, freaking Capcom had.
Foot dive.
You know, it's
This
like
Shy Guy.
yeah, foot dive, foot dive, foot dive, foot dive. But like, dude, Shy Guy, you want to get bodied? Yeah, right. He'd probably body me. He'd probably body the shit out of me. Like, he'd probably wreck my bones. Real talk. But like, I wouldn't mind like, okay, like, you know, Capcom, MVC3, they had like characters that were really known in that time.
Sure.
You know, like, people were talking about Deadpool, so it's like, let's throw Deadpool in there.
Right.
You know, blah, 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 you know, whatever. We'll throw Dante and Wesker and Chris Redfield because our last game was Resident Evil
Right, and
5
let's
or something, I don't know.
oversaturate with fucking Resident Evil characters.
Oh, yeah, like a Nemesis guy or whatever, and
Yeah,
Wesker
man,
and
I'm gonna
then
look up these
Redfield.
characters because, yeah, you're right. There was like a whole ton of like from
And
just
it's like,
a couple
you took out-
franchises.
And you took out people like Hayato, Captain Commando, and Jin Saotome, and you took out
You took out
Strider.
Captain
No,
Commando,
Strider was in it.
the guy who's literally Capcom. Like, come on, put him back in there.
And I bet you their argument is something stupid like, well, nobody knows where they come from. It's like,
true.
Who cares? They were cool.
It
like,
didn't matter.
You know, like,
Right.
they were so awesome. You know, excuse me, I know where they come from, but that's because, you know, I kind of grew up in that time when those games were
Right.
out, you know. But, you know, they took out Mega Man for Zero,
Yeah.
which I think
Yeah.
was cool too.
No,
But he was okay
come
as
on.
shit.
I wonder if they took out Mega Man because of Smash. No, that doesn't make sense. That wasn't around that time, was
Oh yeah. No, that was way
No,
later. Yeah,
no.
I don't know.
it? Oh,
Well, they took out San and
oh
you know,
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
let's just take out the cool Darkstalkers characters and throw in more Resident Evil characters. And it's like,
it's true.
Darkstalkers, like, the thing is like, I get that, but Resident Evil is like, whatever. Darkstalker characters are from fighting games already, so it's like,
true.
you don't have to do that much work. Just make them 3D and do it up.
Yep.
But I don't know. I don't know.
Look,
It's whatever.
that game happened, and I know you and I were both very disappointed with that game. Very disappointed. And, you know, it happened a while ago. So maybe this could get some traction. I actually should look at how many signatures it's at right now.
I
'Cause
just
it
looked
was-
it up. It's
yeah?
at 10,000.
Out of how many?
Now the first they were trying to reach 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're trying to reach. Then they were trying to reach 10. Now they're trying to reach 15,000.
Let's do it. Everyone sign right now.
It's almost at 1100. But the big problem is here that we're forgetting too is that Disney owns Marvel now.
Yeah.
So they have to kind of ask themselves, do we want a property we own in a game where the main objective of the game is to physically beat your opponent?
Dude, are you kidding me? They could use this as a Marvel Cinematic Universe advertisement.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know, you'd have the entire Avengers in there. You know that.
Freaking Ryu, as played by Mike Moe, is in Infinity War.
Well, no. I mean, like, if they agreed to make this game, you'd have the entire cast of the cinematic universe in there as fighters, and they would look like they do in the movies. Like,
that'd be cool.
Like, that could be your justification for Disney to be like, yeah, we'll make this. You know,
Stars and Stripes.
Oh God, Cap used to be so awesome. Oh, speaking of Cap,
justice.
Speaking of Cap,
so good segue.
Okay.
Moving on to the main topic.
First, I want to talk about this ridiculous hashtag before we get into the thing, okay? Because this, man, I got so mad about this. So a hashtag surfaced, a Twitter movement. It was hashtag give Cap a boyfriend, and so there's two ways that I understand this completely, and I'll go through one first, and then I'll go through the second way. The first way is that people want to give Captain America, they want diversity, right? I don't know why they don't feel they have it enough, because Marvel is the company that does do a whole hell of a lot of diversity, but they wanted some diversity in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they wanted to make Bucky Captain America's boyfriend, right? Because they say, well, why can't he be gay? It's like, okay. So that's the first track. The second track is, I think people just want their fanfics to be real. Straight up. I'm not kidding about that. I am completely serious. I think that they don't read into any of the Marvel Universe, period. So they don't know that for the last, 10 years, there have been a lot of gay superheroes. It just doesn't matter, right?
There's been so many.
Many.
If anyone has ever read the Young Avengers, which came out almost 10 years ago,
right?
There was 2 gay people.
Right. Didn't Iceman come out as gay within the last 5 years, something like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was
the
Wiccan
the big and
one.
Young Hulk. Mm-hmm. The Wiccan and Young Hulk were gay together.
Right.
Yeah. Here's the thing. And first off, Joel and I here at Cards in Hand we're not one side or the other, but we're for people's rights. And the thing is we're for gay rights. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's not the problem. The problem is a lot of these people who probably started this hashtag have probably not even read that many comics.
Well, yeah,
especially Marvel comics. Mm-hmm. There have been gay characters in those comics since, I'm pretty sure, the 80s. Okay? Even in the 90s, when gay people started coming out more. Mm-hmm. Okay? Harvey Milk, you idiot. Have you ever seen the fucking movie? Sean Penn, Google it. Okay?
I'm lactose intolerant, so no.
There were gay people in DC Comics back in the day. Right. Okay? That's not the problem. The problem is when you start hashtags and trends like this, you are forcing a diversity. Okay? Captain America was written as a straight male. That is what he is.
Right.
Okay? And as much as Marvel has retconned and done all this crazy stuff, they're not going to go back and just make him gay.
Right. Okay? And considering he was
they're just not going to do that.
What, 70? No. When was he written? 1940 something? When was Captain America invented?
The 40s or so. It was Ditko and somebody else. Man. Stan Lee and somebody else.
1941.
Okay. No, I'm sorry, not Ditko.
No. Created by cartoonists Joe Simon and Jack Kirby.
Okay, and can I just say this? Jack Kirby, yes.
Right.
Can I just say this? Here's how whoever started this hashtag, here's why you're a doofus butt. Here's why you're stupid. Captain America was a Christian American written by two Jewish people. If you had read anything about comics, you'd fucking know that. Okay? But you're too busy yelling at everyone else who's against the idea. And I'm not against the idea because I don't like gay people or whatever. No. Okay? I'm pansexual. This is coming from a half gay dude. I'm telling you now. Nobody cares, dude. It's not going to happen. He's a straight male. Whether he's still Christian or not, I don't know. But that is who he is. That is how he's written. And to retcon him just for the sake of his sexual orientation, you're forcing something into an unnecessary retcon.
Right.
When he has been on the record, been on a comic panels, kissing Sharon Carter and other women.
Right.
Okay? The dude is a straight man. That is who he is.
Right.
It has nothing to do with American values at this point. Okay? Nobody cares about that. Marvel is very diverse. And you are forcing something
diverse.
Extremely
to
diverse.
The point where people don't like it. People get pissy all the time when they
MZP, he said the only thing that can do is an original separated story comic or non-canon, right? Yeah, like a what if story, like
sure. But then at that point,
if they did it,
but then at that point, wouldn't a what if Captain America was gay? That would be horrible. That would be like a detriment. People would take that.
That'd be a weird story.
People would be like, "Oh, what the?" Now they're making fun of it. That would never fly. There's no way that would fly, unless that was just
right.
No, that would just never fly. Never mind. It just wouldn't.
Right.
Never mind.
Now, that's just a weird thing. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. You heard me. I just told you. Okay? I like the D, and I'm telling you, don't do that.
Right.
That's not cool. Leave it alone. That is who he is. Okay? And if you had read anything about Captain America and who created him and how he was created, or if you've read any comics in the Marvel Universe, you would know that there have been gay characters in the shit.
Wasn't Spider-Man gay not that long ago because of Miles?
Miles Morales was said to be gay, yes.
Yeah.
But if they had read anything like that, they would know, and they wouldn't say shit. It's just that Captain America's in the spotlight right now.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into that right now.
And
so
again,
anyways,
like I said, to summarize, people just want their fanfic to be real. That's all that there is to it. That's all that there is to it. When I read the story behind that hashtag, that was my first thought, and I'm not wrong. Sorry, I'm not. People, you need to start understanding that if you say that you just want people to accept you the way that you are, you have to also accept that Captain America is a straight white male. I'm sorry. You can't have it your way and then force others to be something that they're not. It just doesn't work that way.
You can't have Burger King with Captain America, dude. Can't have it your way all the time. This isn't Burger King. This is Marvel Comics.
It's just a ridiculous notion for anybody who wants to be accepted to want to change something else. This just doesn't make any sense to me.
They want to relate to a gay character. That's fine. There's tons of other gay characters in comics to relate to, Marvel, DC, or otherwise. If you would read comics, you'd know that, but you probably don't. So
wasn't Asmodeus from Watchmen gay as well?
Ozymandias, yes.
Ozymandias, yeah. There you go. Done. Yeah. That was in the 80s. So.
That is an old comic.
I know.
It's super old.
Actually,
like the 80s.
Actually, it's a graphic novel. Come on.
Oh my god. Yeah. Moving on. Just stop it. Go read a comic. Go to your local comic store.
Not moving on, because this was the point. This was something I wanted to say, is that even if these are troll campaigns, like, Disney doesn't know that it's a joke, right? So they might be forced to do something stupid with this. Happens all the time. We see this all the time.
Right.
The whole like Tracer Overwatch fiasco, over a pose. It doesn't matter. It was a fucking pose, but it caused a whole bunch of shit, and Blizzard had to change it. Like, if you start a joke campaign and it gets traction, you might actually force the companies to do something different, right? And that sucks. And stop it. Stop it.
Right. Stop being a jerk. Like, See you later, Fear the Shy Guy. Good man. Always watches our shit.
He's a good man.
Anyways, speaking of Captain America and Marvel Comics,
Yes.
we're not going to get into the main discussion here. Marvel Comics sucks. End of day. Okay, done. Have a good night. This has been Cards in Hand. I'm just kidding. So the new.
I did. Oh, there we go.
Issue number 1. The new issue number. So Captain America is now back on issue number 1. He has now retaken the shield. Steve Rogers has now retaken the shield back from Sam Wilson, and is now Captain again.
Yes.
So now Steve Rogers is Captain America again. You know, when he died, back in Civil War, he was shot by Crossbones and Sharon Carter.
Not the movie.
Not the movie.
No spoilers for the movie.
Comic.
But yes.
The comic that's
Right.
been out. Steve McNiven, Mark Millar, go read it.
Right.
His body had been taken back to the ice cap where he was found, and it turns out that he was not dead. The gun that Sharon Carter shot him with shot his spirit through different. It's like a space and time gun thing or something. So I don't know. It was really weird. They retconned it in a weird way. But
yeah.
he came back as Captain Steve Rogers, and Bucky became Cap.
Right.
Then Bucky became the Winter Soldier. He died, retconned back to life, gave it to Sam Wilson. Captain America took the shield back, and now Sam Wilson's the Falcon again, and now Steve Rogers is the Captain again. So if anyone has read issue number 1, which I think it came out maybe like last week or this past week, I don't know when it came out. Recently.
Right.
The last panel, I don't know if Joel's got a screenshot of it.
I don't.
That he can show you. Okay. The last panel revealed that Captain Steve Rogers, as Captain America, has been a double agent for Hydra this whole time. That since he was very young, fighting in World War II, has been a Hydra double agent this whole entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And naturally, a lot of comic readers are upset. Did it come as a shock to me? Yes.
Right.
Was I upset about it? At first, I was a little wonky because I was like, Marvel has done things in the past where they have retconned something or done something and said something. Oh, well, it's been like that the whole time, and it's like they kind of Kingdom Hearts it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And it's just been kind of like, oh, that's weird. You know, like if you've ever seen or ever read Secret Wars, or not Secret Wars, but Secret Invasion.
Oh, right.
If you ever read, you know, it turns out that Skrulls have been taking over superheroes for this whole entire time, and it turns out that some of the Fantastic Four was Skrulls the whole time, and just weird shit. And the Skrull and Kree War happened. I don't fucking know.
I actually have that in hardcover form. It's just buried underneath all the other books over there. I was gonna try to grab
Secret
it,
Invasion. Yeah, it was the event that happened after Civil War, after World War Hulk. So naturally, people are up in arms because they're like, "This is ridiculous. Captain America would never do that. He would never do that. He would never become a part of Hydra." But the thing is what, and I'm gonna let Joel summarize the whole theory behind it because I think he'll articulate better than I can.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is later I kind of started to think. Naturally, people get upset first, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's what people are not paying attention to: double agent doesn't mean that just because he's a double agent for Hydra, and his last words were "Hail Hydra," that doesn't mean shit.
Right.
He could be double crossing them.
Could be.
You know what I mean? It was the first issue. You know, people are getting upset. But there's this whole theory behind it that I'm going to let Joel talk about, which I think is very important, and I think Marvel's taking a step in the right direction.
Sure.
Here.
Well, so like there was an interview, and like one of the things that was asked was, "Is this just like a gimmick? Is this like just out of the blue?" And apparently, if you go back, you will see like hints of this throughout the last like couple years, which I thought was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, like the author, it's not in this article, but I read somewhere else that the author had run for office at one point and lost. So a lot of people think that this is his political agenda that he's putting into this work. But the counter to that was that Captain America has always been the personification of American values, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what he was in the first place. He was a propaganda piece originally. That's just what he is. And so the theory kind of, like the not bad theory necessarily, is that Captain America always personifies America's like actions at the time that it's written. He's almost like a history book in and of himself. Like you can go back and look at different like times in America.
Yeah.
And so the theory is that because of the climate of America right now, where we have people running for office who are openly for segregation, deportation, building a wall, and a lot of people agree that this isn't necessarily a negative Captain America. This is very much a realistic Captain America for today's America, right? Like we like to think that we're all very tolerant and free, but I think just underneath the surface, a whole hell of a lot of America is not. As evidenced by our political race right now. So that's kind of the theory. And that's why I totally believe that this is actually a really interesting and cool thing to do, because it could actually be a little bit of an eye-opener to some people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I tried to say that as politically correct as possible because it is a touchy subject to breach something like that.
Right. And I think this is important because this is right after which I did not know about. Apparently there was a Civil War II where it was Iron Man. It was Iron Man versus Miss Marvel, and heroes took sides again. And this is happening right. It's happening like in June.
Oh, perfect! Because Miss Marvel is now going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, perfect. We now have our Phase 4.
Civil War II. Basically, New York Defense Attorney She-Hulk loses an entrapment case against Jonathan Powers. War Machine is offered the position of Secretary of Defense by POTUS. Okay, and Captain Marvel, which is now a female, by the way, which is she's awesome. She's badass. Struggling with the pressures of her duties is analyzed by Doc Samson. Meanwhile, Ulysses and Michelle, students of Ohio State, are exposed to the Terrigen Mist. When Ulysses emerges, he has a vision of a dystopian future. So, obviously, when a future like this is foresighted, people are going to take sides. People are going to split up, have different ideals. And once again, Tony Stark needs to step in. And this time, he is facing off with Captain Marvel. That's going to happen in June. So I think this is very important.
Sure.
Okay? Especially what Joel said. Okay? For most of our listeners, I'm pretty sure live in America, but if this the YouTube video, when it's put on YouTube, ever reaches anywhere outside of our country, you know what we're going through right now. There
are a few from Canada and a few from Europe.
Yeah, but I think we even had some listeners in Thailand just because of my family.
Right.
But like, it's very scary. Captain America being the icon of America, like you said, he was made as this propaganda, something or other. And this Civil War II, I don't know how popular it's going to be or however it's going to be, whatever, but this might be an important plot device leading up to that.
Right, and considering it's called Civil War II, it's probably not going to be that popular, to be completely honest, but because it's not really as big of an event now because it's already been done.
Right. So that being said, I think everyone, this came out yesterday, by the way. Captain America Steve Rogers #1. I just read it. Go pick up a copy and get it rated. Anyways, what I'm gonna say is, hang on to that for a second, because now I kind of want to talk about my experiences as a comic reader and reading Marvel comics, and how weird and retcon things happen. You know, they've really already kind of ruined Peter Parker for me. They
Boy,
had the
that's the
Ultimate
truth.
Universe. Yeah. They had the Ultimate Universe. They ended that, which is weird. They are doing something else now where it's kind of going to be like the New 52 that
Isn't
DC
DC
Comics
also
did.
doing that? It's called like Rebirth or something like that.
I don't. They just did the New 52 like
DC has
in
like a new
2000,
thing.
like a new thing other than the
Yeah,
New
it's a
52.
new thing. It's called DC Universe Rebirth. Yeah, you might
Which,
want to look into that after the show, but it's not like taking over,
sure.
but it's like a new thing that they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, they said that Marvel was going to do that too, although I don't know when. Anyways, I haven't really read a Marvel comic since the Fear Itself event, which was a couple years ago.
Right.
Basically, Odin is tripping, and he's like, "Fuck all y'all stupid."
Mhm.
Wow, I'm a god. But nah, though. Uh, it's hard because Marvel's been around for a long time.
Mhm.
So they want to keep writing, they want to keep making comics, and you gotta kind of commend them for it. And at first I thought it was stupid. I thought, this is dumb,
Right.
you know, whatever. Now I kind of just tend to read what I want to read.
Right.
So I'm probably gonna read Civil War 2, and you know, I'm probably gonna read Spider-Man whenever it gets good again, whenever that is. I have no idea. But so
It's called
many other
Spider-Man
characters.
Homecoming, bro.
I
That's
know,
when
right?
Spider-Man gets good again.
Tom Holland, what's up,
So
dude?
good. Cannot wait.
You know, it's really weird, and now it's so kind of alluded to the point, like, you know, Venom is not even Eddie Brock anymore. He hasn't been Eddie Brock for years now. Okay, it's been right now it's the person who was the Scorpion villain in Spider-Man.
Is Carnage in it
Forgot
still?
his name already. Nah, he did. I think they brought him back for
What was his
something. I don't
name? It
remember.
was Cletus Cassidy, right?
Cletus, yeah, something Cassidy, something, yeah,
Yep.
crazy dude. You know, the Human Torch died before Civil War, and now he's alive again.
It
I have no idea.
Death means literally nothing in any Marvel universe. Period. It means
It's
nothing.
like, it's literally, you know, at least in Dragon Ball Z, they had a one-track means of bringing people back.
Right.
In Marvel, it's like, nah. It turns out that he didn't die. He was actually a Skrull the whole time, and the Skrull died. So
That's because
he's
each
been
character is a business, and
right.
if you kill somebody, that means that you can't put out a comic every month, and that's less money that your
Right.
company makes. So it's very obvious why they keep bringing people back, and you know a lot of it has to do with fan outcry too. People don't like when people die. You know, remember when Superman died? I remember that.
Yep.
He didn't die for
I might have
very
been
long.
really young.
I was young, so I know
Actually,
you were definitely young.
yeah, never mind. I probably don't remember that. I only read about it later, but
Nope. I remember the death of Superman.
I remember when Batman died, and Damian Wayne became Batman. Turns out that wasn't real.
Wait,
Like,
Damon Wayans became Batman?
one of the Wayans brothers, dude.
The one that like people don't remember? Yeah. Or no, wait.
Nah, man.
Damon. Okay, there was Damon, Sean, and
Marlon.
Marlon Wayans. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. Damon Wayans was the guy who played Sergeant Payne or whatever that was.
Yep.
Major Payne.
Major
Yeah.
Pain. There it is.
Major Payne, dude. That shit's funny. Whatever, that shit's funny. He was in Living Color with Jim Carrey.
That's right.
He always played Don King or whatever it was.
And Jennifer Lopez was also one of the backup dancers on In Living Color.
Oh, really? She was J-Lo, dog?
Back
Oh my
before she
God,
was
you're
Jenny from the
J-Lo?
Block, she was just a dancer for In Living
Jenny from
Color. True story. Anyway, completely off topic on that one. So,
But
Captain America, go.
no, then I'm done with it. Like,
Oh.
I just haven't read a Marvel comic in so long. Like, uh, it's hard. It's hard to keep up. I can't. I can't keep up. You know, I have a rule about limiting myself to, and I haven't been lately because I've just been having not enough money to do it, but
Sure.
limiting myself to 2 issues to 3 issues a month. I have not read comics in a while, just because I stopped going to the game store where I was buying them, and then I just never make it out to collectibles, which is where I originally get my comics, because they don't charge me tax on new comics.
Right.
Cool Guys collectibles off of Cliff Road there. They didn't tell me to say that. I'm just saying it. But it's hard. It's hard, man. You know, recently I've been reading just stuff like I read Superior when it came out. I read Kick-Ass, Kick-Ass 2, Kick-Ass 3. Those are the comics I'm into now. You know, like, and I've always told you that I'm a Marvel movie guy, but a DC Comics guy.
Right, which is fair.
DC movies are bad. Yeah, DC movies are bad.
Although Suicide
Marvel
Squad
comics,
actually has been, people have been saying that's pretty damn good. So we'll see. We'll see. That's just early like screenings of it or whatever.
So you're saying it's some kind of Suicide Squad, right?
I'm saying it's some kind of better than Batman vs Superman. Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it though, just because everyone loves Harley Quinn and Jared Leto. I'm just gonna go see it because of Jared Leto, to be honest with you. But
I will wait for you to see it and tell me how it is.
Someone, won't you get this one?
I just want to go see Warcraft. That's all. That's it.
I'll tell you what. Go now to your local comic store, and I'm gonna give you a final thought here because we're coming up on time.
Okay.
Go to your local comic store and look at the Marvel section, and tell me if you can pick up an issue other than Captain America: Steve Rogers. Tell me if you can, because I bet you will pick up a Marvel comic, just a random one of your, like, let's say Spider-Man even, and you'll flip through it and you'll be like, I have no fucking idea what's going on.
It's true.
No fucking idea.
Yep.
And a problem that Marvel writing has suffered lately, in my opinion, in the past couple of years, maybe 5 years even, is that some of the script gets really long, and you see talking bubbles this long. And
right.
it just, DC Comics, the way DC Comics do it is they're very artful in the way they panel. They're very artful in the way they're very careful in the artists they choose to take their characters.
Right.
You know, it's just really, it's crazy. You know.
Do you think that has anything to do with the fact that over the years, like, storytelling has become so much more complex than it ever was before? Like, something me and my girlfriend talk about sometimes is with, like, Zelda games. The original Zelda game just didn't have. It was very, very simple in terms of concept of story. Nowadays, like, it's so intricate all the time now with everything. Because you have to constantly be making something better than what it was before, right? So there have been so many large events in the Marvel universe now that now they're just, every tiny regular story is this massive complicated thing, right? And that's why, like, nothing makes sense anymore if you haven't been following it since, like, day one. Because, like, you're right. There's 2 reasons I've never been into comics. It's because it's way too fucking expensive to keep up with, like, a couple comic series every month. Forget that.
Right.
And 2, I've never gotten in there at a point where I feel comfortable, right? Like, I tracked down, like, all the Deadpool comics, right? And there's, like, so many of them, right? And, like, you have to start at the beginning and work your way up to understand, like, the subtle nuances and, like, the references and everything, it's very hard to get into something like that.
I agree. That's exactly what you just said is kind of how I've been with Marvel Comics for the past, I don't even know how many years.
Which is why they do like those big sweeping wipes, right? Like the New 52. Right? Wasn't that just like a dump everything and start over?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Sure.
Which I think was smart.
It is smart.
Because I've read Harley Quinn New 52 and I love it. I love Harley Quinn. Like the Harley Quinn comics for New 52 it's hilarious. It's full of violence. It's just everything Harley Quinn. It's perfect.
Right.
I've really been into just Millar world, man. Anything Mark Millar has a pen in, Kick-Ass, Nemesis, Superior, MPH, Starlight. It's good stuff. I like it. That stuff is good. I'm really into Tank Girl. Obviously, I've always been into Tank Girl. And as much as Tank Girl is just, she's crazy. Any writer or artist can take her and just do whatever the fuck they want. They did it smart.
Right.
Like they kept saying no to Marvel. They kept saying no to DC. They kept saying no to Image, and they were just like, "Nah, man, we got it."
Right.
Like,
well, because as soon as like you go somewhere else, you lose all like creative control, right?
Yeah, and Rufus Dayglow and Jamie Hewlett took it very seriously. And I'm very excited. Speaking of Jamie Hewlett, the Gorillas are getting back together.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And Noodle looks older, and Jamie Hewlett drew her older, and it just looks badass.
That's really cool.
So if anyone has been wanting to see a Jamie Hewlett drawn Tank Girl comic, that's not going to happen. You're just going to have to hold on like a little longer because he's doing Gorillas stuff now. But yeah. Anyways, that's my final thought. Go to your local comic store, look at the Marvel section, and just tell me what happens. Put it in the comments below. YouTube.com/cardsandhandmn. Joel likes to upload these the following weekend or
Monday.
The following Monday now, I think is what we're doing.
That's so you can watch it on your lunch.
Yeah, give it a little leeway, and then you have all week to watch it or whatever. And before we live stream again on Thursday night.
Yep.
Twitch.com/cardsandhandmn. Join us next week when we talk about why Joel sucks at Overwatch, why I'm amazing at everything else, and I don't know, maybe you might be impressed a little bit. You might look at me and go, yeah, that handsome guy knows how to press buttons. He knows what he's doing.
Nope.
Switching to Bastion at the last minute and winning the game for everyone. Yeah, I think he...
Dude, people are starting to figure out that Roadhog destroys Bastions because you can just like throw your chain and pull Bastion to you.
Yeah, Roadhog is OP as fuck.
It's good.
Everyone looks at the fat guy and goes, "Oh, it's an ugly character. I don't want to play him." No, Roadhog is OP as fuck. You're just being a doofus, and for the love of God, don't keep picking the same character.
No.
And just playing it. Okay, pick the character that you think is best for the
situation,
you know what? And then
Brian,
switch.
Our friend One Tough Nerd posted something, and I'm gonna show it on screen because this is something that everybody needs to just shut up and learn. Was it One Tough Nerd or was it Brian that posted it?
Brian did.
Okay, gotcha.
On his personal Facebook, yeah.
Gotcha. This is like so incredibly perfect because the thing is, if you're running in and dying a bunch and shit's just not working, don't get mad, right? Don't just complain. Understand that there is a hierarchy. There's a rock, paper. This is like Pokemon. Just like Pokemon, right? You have your characters and your counters. If you are getting destroyed by a Bastion over and over and over again, don't fucking be the same character. Pick the counter to Bastion and get rid of that Bastion. Because what's going to happen is when you do it enough times, he's going to stop picking Bastion, right? And he'll switch to someone else. That's all. This is what this game is. It's a constant, like, shift. It's fluid.
Right.
You have to be able to pick one character from each type and just learn it. So this is the Overwatch hero counters. Just, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. That's like our motto. If you haven't known by now, Cards in Hand's motto is don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Like, there's no reason to be a dick.
Look, no, Dick. Listen, Dick. That's fucking Pikachu, okay, Dick? Oh man, Jose MZP said best girl Sam. This was really informative. He's a listener from my other show. And Joel Morazzo, good to meet you. Nice to meet you, man.
Hey,
I'm
you
glad
damn
that
right
you're
it was
part of our
good.
Discord now.
No, I'm just kidding. What?
Glad you're part of our Discord now, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
I also want to point out
everyone
that
have a good
Brian
night.
Bain on the Facebook said I'll be there an hour ago,
And then he wasn't
he's
here.
still not
Call
here.
you out.
Still
I'm
not
gonna call
here.
you out. You suck.
One tough nerd, more like one lying bastard. How's that?
One line. One tough bitch. More like.
I'm just gonna cut it out.
He's probably gonna feel bad now.
Good.
No, don't
He
feel
should.
bad
No, fuck that guy. Just kidding. Everyone go to twitch.tv/ no, youtube.com/ the one tough nerd. Also,
Yeah, dude,
hold on, bringing
that's
it back.
awesome.
I'm gonna bring it back. Hold on, bring it back. Everyone go over
we
to twitch.tv/bananahammock69. I want everyone to go over there and sub to that. I was watching him play Smite the other night. That was awesome. That is that's our good
No, I know
friend.
who it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Banana Hammock 69. They play a lot of PS4 games,
Six-pack.
Overwatch, Smite, Battleborn, and that's all I've seen so far. But yeah, go watch Banana Hammock 69. I was gonna recommend him to change that name before he started up his stuff, but nope. Fuck it. Okay, I'm done. Are you done?
I am done. I am done. I have spoken.